What's up, TV crew? It's your man Braxton.
And it's Lady Tia.
And we are coming to you guys live from Saginaw, Michigan.
Sag nasty.
Yes, sir. So, what we have decided to do for you all for this video is we've reached out to everyone within TV crew and we got all the questions that they had about relationships and black love. And what we've also managed to do is get some special guests here so that they can help us answer these incredible questions just so people can learn good content and be able to apply this stuff to their relationships. So I hope you guys like what we have to offer, and let's get it started.
I'm Daphne Long, and we've been married 31 years.
And I'm Wilbert Long Jr.
I'm Paris Long. I'm 30 years old.
I'm Delwan Jones. I'm 29 years old.
And we have been together for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Close to 2.5. And we're engaged!
I'm Tia Long.
And my name is Braxton Hooks.
And we have been together for 6 years.
We still working.
And I agree. I think that's a lifelong thing. I think you never get to the point where you're at the pinnacle of that. Mm-hmm. You're always going to see things a little differently. But I have a simple rule, and we've talked about this over the years that we've been together. Is if you can 80 to 90% of the time, it's laughter and fun, and that's perfection. That's about the best it gets. There's no such thing as 100% perfect. Mm-hmm. And so we try to do that. We try to make sure 80 to 90% of the time things are great. We're laughing and we're loving and we have those. But when we have that 10 to 20% of the time when we may not see eye to eye on things, we learn we have to deal with it.
And I feel as though it's at that point now in life that we continue to keep learning that you have to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. Because everyone wants to be right. And instead of saying, oh, I was right and you're right, it's like, okay, it's not worth it. Just, okay, this is yours. Take that one. So you just learn to agree to disagree. And it's like, it's not worth it. It's not worth all the headache and argument of trying to prove a point which it comes down to a person trying to be right.
And after 30 years, I've become smart enough to know that 90% of the time she is right.
Starts with giving her maybe a little time that she needs so she can calm down and I guess gather the words that she wants to say. And then finding the right time to talk about it and see where each other was coming from. And you basically don't want to be mad at each other for more than a day or overnight. So you kind of want to, even if you're still upset about that thing, you don't want to be upset at that person.
Dell did nail it. So we're both different. Dell's more of the laid back, which I love. And for me, it helps me because anyone who knows me, I'm very, I'm energetic, I'm opinionated, but he can bring me down. So in this relationship, it helps because if we do have a disagreement, if I do start getting loud or anything, he's very good at telling me hey, bring it down. And then anyone who knows, if you're the only one yelling, you start looking like a fool. So you don't want to be the only one yelling in the conversation. So I'm able to bring it down and actually communicate to him what I need to say in a respectful manner. And there are times, and no one's perfect, but there are times where if there is a disagreement, it might take us a night, I need to sleep on it. And then I can come to him or vice versa. And then we talk it out. And going back to what I said earlier, we usually find a compromise. So it works for us.
Yeah. It's been times we've been mad at each other for more than a few days, but realized that wasn't the best days. So try and take care of whatever it is as soon as possible. Mm-hmm.
Like my parents say, we still working. We are. I feel like we're gonna continue to work on disagreements and everything, but I am Braxton's more chilled and he knows how to calm me down. I'm not like a hothead, but I'll just shut down and like be quiet, or I'll say some snappy stuff back. But with him, he knows, give me my space, and then we'll reconnect within like an hour, and then we're good. But you like, how do you like?
Sometimes it's 2 hours.
No.
No, one thing I think is good when you have a disagreement is, definitely to keep it mature, for sure. You don't want to get in a position where you're cussing at each other or yelling at each other, or it gets to a point where the neighbors know what's going on. That's never what you want. So I always believe it's good to maintain that respect for one another, because, this is a very important woman in my life, the number one woman in my life. And no matter what we're dealing with, I'm always going to still have that respect for her. So I'm not going to talk to her in any kind of way that would be rude if we have a disagreement. I also think that it's really good to be empathetic, which is something I just recently started to realize, is to really pull myself out of my shoes and put myself in her shoes and really look at it from a different lens. And when you do that, there's times where I might say, whoa, I am tripping. And then there's a lot of times where I'm like, whoa, I am exactly right. But you have to do those things so that you know how to work through that disagreement.
One of the keys are certainly honesty and the ability to be able to openly discuss any and all issues and concerns with each other. And of course, love and commitment.
I feel the top on my list is communication. I think that's very high. Communications, love, caring, and faith.
Talking, and when you're talking, you're not just talking to respond, but you're actually listening to what the other person is saying, because just because you don't see it that way or whatever the disagreement is, it's just, you gotta still understand how that person feels. You can't tell them how they should feel or about that certain topic or whatever.
I would agree. Communication is key. I also believe in compromising. Just like Dale said, I think with us, it's a lot of, we both have opinions, but we try to meet each other halfway. And that works for us.
And I say this on a regular basis, and I think you guys have heard me say this in a video once. I consistently preach what I call the 3 C's to a relationship, where as long as you have care for one another, you're willing to compromise with each other, and you're always willing to communicate, you are very likely to have a successful relationship. They all tend to trump each other every time I think. But compromise is definitely critical, because there are going to be times where she's going to want something and I might not want that. But for the sake of our relationship, I'm going to do what she wants, and vice versa. But I also believe that majority of the times you have to meet right in the middle, just so that everyone's happy overall.
And he's explained it very well. Care, communicate, and compromise are 3 major things in a relationship.
It's a combination of things. We like to laugh. We like to have fun. We like a lot of comedy, and we like a variety of things. But one thing, I think we enjoy each other. Throughout the years, 30 plus years in corporate America working, one of the things that I always did when I wasn't working, I was always home. Wasn't at the bar, wasn't hanging out with their buddies or anything, was always home with the family. So that was a key thing for us there, to make sure that we spend good quality time. When you didn't have the quantity of time, you had the good quality time.
You can't get in a rut of the routine too much. You need to also be able and willing to change and do something that the other person likes to do. So, and then open up to new adventures.
We both love laughing, and we love trying different things, which is a bonus. So we kind of take turns every weekend, even if it's starting for something as little as dinners. Like I'll pick something one weekend to try a different restaurant, or I'll bring up a different game we might be interested. We're both competitive into our games. So we basically almost every weekend, or for sure twice a month, try and be creative with a different activity. Especially now during COVID, it's been the best time for us to be creative because we're stuck in the house for like every day, all day. So we have to,
Yeah, we even create games, watch movies, try and predict the movies.
Do picnics in the house, like, try to keep it spicy as much as we can in the area that we're in.
So we do random stuff around the house. Like you guys might have seen our video of quarantine Olympics. So we do stuff like that. We like to cook. We like to dance. We love our families. So we're always contacting them, enjoying. What else do we do?
I mean, just trying new things and being outside a box of a dinner and movie, and
even though that's good.
Yeah, I mean that's
we love
that's a great
Netflix
night.
and chilling.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but just to keep things interesting, keep things new, and to build new experiences with each other, it's good to be willing to try different stuff and to go out of your comfort zone.
The best date was when we first met, and he took me to Toronto. I thought that was just like, it was a great day. It was really, and he was one who just showed me, like, it wasn't expensive, but it was the best of life and how you treat a woman. And we found little spots that we both liked, and made it our little place and things like that. So I just felt as though that was our best one because it was the first and the most unique part of our date.
Worst date?
Sitting on the couch watching football.
I agree that Toronto day was a special day, but I'd say the best date probably for me was March 25th, 1989, the day that we got married, and a very special date. And so I would say that's probably my best date, other than the date our children were born. Also, the worst date, I really can't think of many bad dates that we've had because as long as we're together, I think it's always special and it's always important. We have times where we may not see eye to eye on things, but I wouldn't say there's any worst date. To her, is when I'm watching football and
sitting on the couch,
not giving her as much time as she would want.
It was Valentine's Day. We went to I forget the name of the restaurant, but I had a whole meal planned in my head, and when we get there, they say, "Oh, we're only doing the Valentine's Day menu." Okay, that's fine. What's on the Valentine's Day menu? One thing. I didn't want that, but you had to eat something. So, had a nice little date. Got past that part right there. Get home, gonna drink a little hookah and maybe smoke a hookah.
Right,
drink
backwards.
some wine. It's a song like that. And we get home. We had a dog named Winston. And he chewed on the floorboards. And he pooped and peed everywhere. The night was just ruined. So I said that's probably our worst date. It was nothing that you did.
I second that. That is definitely the worst date. My favorite date would be, if I go literal terms and dates, would be the day he proposed. I think that would be my favorite date. September 18th, 2020. Definitely was a surprise.
He ordered a honey glazed salmon, and a long piece of hair just came out of his mouth.
And it wasn't mine. It was not mine.
And he had dreads at the time. It was not. It was like a blonde piece of hair that came out. So
that wasn't
that's
the
the only
worst
one I
date
could
because
think.
I got a free meal out of that. I was like, okay, this is cool. I think our worst date, well, it started off great. It was for our anniversary, and we went to Lexington for a wine vineyard, and we did a perfume class, and we looked at the wine. We bought some wine. We drank some wine. We had a great time. And of course, me being a college student, I didn't have a ton of money. So I wanted us to get a hotel that night, at least to be away from college campus. So I found a nice room that was $60 a night. And I was like, okay, this is going to work. This is cool. And then we pulled up, and it was a nice motel with the outside doors and the person with one tooth at the lobby. And then I went out there, and I was ready to check in. I was kind of ready, but I knew she wasn't.
I stayed in the car. I didn't get out.
So I was like, "You want me to cancel the reservation?" And she asked that I cancel.
You
it.
wanted to too,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, I didn't want to go in there. I'm like, they got my money. I'm like, I'll deal
So
with
it was an agreement. But that was a good date, though.
Yeah,
it would
overall
just
it was
happen
good, but
normally
that
at
just
the
wasn't-
end,
yeah.
the hotel, motel.
So do we have any good dates?
Great dates?
I know a great one.
When he gave me the promise ring, that was
Mhm.
probably the best one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
good
nice
one.
night.
I planned that one for about 3 months. We'll have to tell you what about that one later.
Yeah, we will.
And she's great in designing and decorating and creativity and things like that. She's excellent at those things, much better than I am in those things. And but the things that I like, I'm always a visionary as far as investing and those types of things, business in the business atmosphere. So I think we set a lot of our goals and objectives different, but typically we are aligned in them, because I think when we communicate and share what we're interested in doing, I think we get the support that we need from each other doing those things.
Because we've been married 30 years, things change over the years. You know, we had the goals when we were first starting off. So they're kind of like in buckets of the beginning, when you're just getting together, it's just you and him. And then when you have children, there's different sets of goals and things that we have for the family. And then when they go into high school and college, and now we're empty nesters. Now, most of the goals that were set, now we're sitting back like we've met a lot of them, but we continue to add to it. And and the one thing about the goals that we did set and accomplish, I think that we had to be on one accord to be successful.
And one last thing I'll say about that is that I have a strong belief that you always must have a goal on the forefront.
Absolutely.
Once a goal is done, you may take a moment to celebrate, but immediately you start stepping toward that next objective.
I definitely knew Dell was the one, like I stated in the previous question, when he's changed my attitude. Like, he's helped me, I feel like, become a better person. And I won't get emotional, but I don't know if you know. But he's really made me a better woman. Okay. Honestly, y'all, I was very, loud, opinionated. I was very, I didn't want to hear what other people had to say. Or, I just wanted to, sometimes even feel like I hear myself and only I could be right. But Dale finally brought, I feel like the softness a little bit in me. Of course, I've always been, emotional, I'm a Cancer. Okay. But and honestly, Dale's brought that, he's helped me realize it's not good to always just try and argue, and to actually listen and understand and to respect other people's opinion, and to genuinely realize it's okay, and I can finally, after all these years, admit if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, so Dell has truly helped me, I feel personally, grow as a woman, and been my other partner in making me better. And he pushes me, and he doesn't ever make me feel he makes me feel like the beautiful woman in this world, and it's been hard. It has definitely been hard throughout these years, so thanks. babe.
I'm saving my tears for the wedding. I cried at the engagement. You go get me again. But basically, she made me want to do better in life, and it wasn't just for me. It was like more for now that I'm doing better because I have somebody else that wants to see me do better and care about me. And then it gets to the point where it's like basically almost every move you make sure that that move is a good move because it's going to affect your partner. Everything you do, you're doing it for your partner. Somebody that you think about all day, even when they're with you or when you guys are separate, it's just basically, it's a feeling that you can't explain. But you know that that's the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
It's really weird because I think we just kind of fell into this relationship. I think that our relationship started off as we got actually introduced by two different people at different times. And how does that happen? You know, and it's like, what's going on? And then we just became friends. And then that friendship just kind of snowballed into a relationship because he was busy, I was busy, and we really weren't looking for that. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of, we just kept connecting and and then felt comfortable. And then I think all of a sudden it was just like, wow. And I think this guy is pretty cool, you know. And then it's like, yeah. He could be my man one day.
Started out with the understanding that we weren't looking for commitment initially. It was more we established a friendship. We both like sports. We like bowling, and so we just did activities and we would go back and watch Cosby Show and have pizza. That was our date night initially on Thursday nights. And so we started out in that way of just being friends and not rushing anything. And over time, you know, it grew into a relationship. And I have a strong believing that you don't fall into love. You know, you fall into infatuation. Love grows one day at a time. And so that's basically what we did. Over time, it grew and it grew. And as she stated, this was January, I think, when we initially got together and started seeing each other. And in April for Easter is when I took her on a trip to Toronto. And I think after that, that's when things changed. That's when it really started to get serious. And then by September, we were engaged. And 6 months later, we were married.
I knew that he was the one when I moved over. When I moved overseas my sophomore year of high school, that's when we met. He was mainly the only ones that kept in contact with me while I was like 12 hours away from the USA. So we stayed in touch, checked up on each other. He's always been there for me and cared, and he's my best friend. So that's how I knew he was the one.
I always knew Tia was special when I first met her because there were things I was willing to do and things I wanted to do for her that I'd never done for anyone else. Like even I bought her a Christmas gift the first year I met her and asked my mom for in advance on my Christmas money so I could get her a gift. And she looked at me like, this girl must be something special because you ain't never done nothing like that. But once she left the country, that's when it hit me where you really don't realize what you have until it's gone. And, you know, I really felt something was missing and I kind of felt a little lost. So definitely when she came back to the States, so that's when I took the opportunity for us to get back together because I saw it as God giving us a second chance at this. Because he knew that I wasn't happy when she was gone.
Oh, that was so sweet.
It's honest.
What's up, TV crew? So we have our special guest with us. We have my sister and her fiance. They have been dating for 2.5 years. We have my parents, my mom and my dad, and they have been married for 31 years. 31 years. And then you have me and Braxton together for 6 years.
Yes.
Let's get it rolling.
So this is our Black Lives Matters panel. For the parents in the room, as well as for all those with parents. What were your thoughts of meeting before and after? Because I'm sure there's times you hear a lot about this guy, or, you know, for me and Dale, you hear a lot about this girl, and then you meet them, and then you have opinions after that. So what is that like generally?
For us.
And for anybody.
Okay. Well, you know, Braxton, I heard about you.
This long was fine.
I heard about you. I got
me
not
though.
from T.
It wasn't even from me
It
though.
was
At
from
the
school.
school.
And one lady says, "Oh, Mrs. Long, let me tell you, Tia's been walking around here with the new kids."
Oh my!
But he's a good one. So she said, I done looked at his record. His GPA is high. This is very pleasant, respectful young man. And she just praised you so. So before T even told me, I had already known about Braxton Hooks. And coming from another adult who watching you guys, even if you didn't know, and paying attention, that gave me confirmation. So when I met you, walked her home from school. When I met you, I thought, wow, this is sweet. And then just how you always act around us, I just always have the utmost respect for you and how you treated Tia. So that was my first thing.
That's her
so
son,
you heard good
y'all.
things.
I heard good things. I heard good things. I mean, it was brought to me. It wasn't like I was searching. It was brought to me at Breon's birthday party. That was the first time.
That was the first time?
That was the first time I
Oh,
met him.
wow.
Yeah. And you were nervous. And I told you, I said, just be you. Just be you. You were respectful, and that's what I like. I love that Paris was smiling and she was happy, and that's what we want for the girls, is to be happy and to see that they have found someone that makes them feel that way, that keeps that smile on their face. So yours is, you know, they've been together for a long time. I mean, you guys just been 2.5 years, but I have really enjoyed the pleasure being around you. You make me laugh. Oh my God, you're hilarious. You made me laugh.
Really do not give him my neck.
Yes. You guys compliment each other too, both couples. I think you compliment each other very well. I'd like to say welcome to the family.
Thank you. I already feel welcome.
Yes.
When I met you, I felt that, of course, both of you were nervous. It seems like you had that sense of nervousness about it. And I think that happens sometimes.
Well, tell him what you said to him, Daddy. Why would he be nervous? At homecoming, why would he be nervous, babe?
What did I say to him? I don't remember.
What'd you tell him?
You
That was
said
his first
that
time
he
meeting
would,
you.
yeah.
You tell him. I got the bed in the trunk.
No, because we were trying to get the
Corsage.
corsage. I was trying to get on my jacket,
Oh, that's right.
and
I do it.
Tia, no one could get it. And
That's
she's
right.
like, well, Dad, can you help him? And I was like, oh Lord. so
Hey, he's 15.
So I'm a little 15-year-old kid. I don't know no better. And so you're putting it on there, and you're like, well, I know it's all the way in there when it goes into your chest. I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's the type of dad you are. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we got to know each other, and
Yeah.
you know, I know that's all jokes and fun and stuff. So
That was serious, though. And you and I have known each other now for years. And Dale, it's about 2 years now, I think it is. But I think it's gone full circle. Like I said, the nervousness, getting around. I didn't initially meet with you guys, learning you guys on the front end. It wasn't a lot of fun and games. It was more serious, and that's typically the way I am when I meet someone new. But over time, as we get, you're around the family, we get to know you. I get to see what you guys were all about, and I could see that you guys were for real and were very respectable young men. Then you start to see the other side of me, where I start to loosen up. You start to see me in my home environment where I would laugh and joke and do those things. And I think over that period of time, you guys have, as you've gotten to know me, we've established a bond, which we can talk about pretty much anything with each other. We can laugh, we can joke, we can do those things. I've seen you as a youngster growing into a man, and since I met you, you're continuing to grow, and I think you and Paris are growing together very nicely, and I do compliment you guys for that. I think about, one day these guys are going to be my son-in-laws, and I never had sons, so they become my sons, and they will also be the father of my grandchildren, and those things are extremely important to me to see, because it's, for me at this stage of life, it's all about the legacy and making sure that the legacy goes on well beyond me and the rest of us here. So that's important. So I think you guys have done a great job, and very pleased to have you guys as part of our inner workings here now.
Just to wrap it up, I just want to say thank you to being a part of this, and adding on to what Mr. Long said, I'm thankful to have met all of you and to have you guys in my life. Paris has become like a sister I've never had. Dale has become another brother to me. Yeah. And Mr. and Mrs. Long, you two have become like my second parents. And, I'm just so blessed to have been able to know you all.
Oh, and we love you
We
too.
love you too.
I love all of you all.
Yes. The love is here, and you can feel it. You can really feel the love that we have for each other.
Yeah.
And this is real. It's real.
Oh yeah.
It's not memorized. It's real.
All right, TV crew, make sure you
Like, comment,
and subscribe to Table View. Thanks
for
watching.